Happy Halloween, everybody. How are you? Welcome into the week number 9. Texans Jets live stream on a Halloween. My name is Matt Perrault. How are you? I am the host of the Daily Juice podcast that you will hear and see on this very YouTube channel for betting pros. So I have to say thank you. It's a holiday. So for those of you who have kids and who are choosing to watch this, thank you. You're probably on a phone somewhere, walking down some dark streets, trying to avoid getting hit by cars. So thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for watching. We'll try to give you some winners here today for the Texans and the Jets. An ugly football game that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, to be quite honest. If I'm being frank, the number makes no sense to me, but it's the pros versus the Joes. Professionals all over the Jets today. The 5-game losing streak has to end. Aaron Rodgers has to win eventually, right? Right? He has to snap this losing streak eventually, right? I don't know. Texans are 6-2. Yes, the injury report is nasty. It's not good for the Houston Texans. You got 2-star wideouts who are out of this game, including Stephon Diggs gone for the year and Nico Collins on the IR. But you still have Tank Dell. You still have Robert Woods. You still have Schultz. You still have some weapons. Joe Mixon as well. There's some weapons there. We'll get to all of that here on this very live stream. I'll tell you my picks. I got 3 props for you guys. I tried to find a 4th prop. I couldn't find one. Sorry. Looking around, trying to find some different picks in place. But I did do something that was pretty cool, that I had a whole big, long thing today where the folks at Betting Pros sat me down and gave me an opportunity to really dive deep into the prop bet cheat sheet and into the system plays on the Betting Pros app. Some of you know all about this. Others, you guys are a little bit on the hesitant side to check out what the Betting Pros app can do. It opened my eyes. I'm a pretty skeptical guy. Okay. I tend to have, I look at everything kind of sideways and I'm like, okay, well, what is this going to do? Is it really going to help me? Is it really something that I can jump into and something that's going to make it fun and profitable, more importantly? And I got to be honest, I found 2 props that I like here off the prop bet cheat sheet, off the prop analyzer, and it's free for the most part for up to 5 different units. You guys can go 5 different bets. You guys can look at this. So I have notes here to kind of tell you guys what you guys can do on this, because I think it was a super cool thing to take a look at. Your first 5 free prop bets are available to anyone who wants it, and you get 1 system for free you can build on the app. Now, look, I know some people might be a little bit skeptical of systems, but it's pretty neat. You can follow top bettors on there, which I found pretty cool. And here's a hook for a lot of you guys who might be not interested in sharing your data and sharing your information. There's going to be a more prominent, easier way to do this, but you can do it right now. You can make in the app, in the settings, you can sync your bets to all of your books and make it private. You make it private so nobody can see it on the app. So only you can see it. So you can do all the tracking. You can do all the information gathering as to what your good sport is, what your bad sport is, what you've done well with, what you've struggled with. And it's only for you. And that's it. So no one's going to trail you. But some people don't want that information out there. They want it just to be kept between you and the app. And that's it. You can sync that to make it private, which I found that out today, which I really liked that a lot. I think that was very, very cool to go ahead and do that. The prop bet analyzer is right there when you're doing systems. The prop bet analyzer, you can click on that. It can help to analyze. And that's how I found these 2 bets, using the prop bet analyzer from the prop bet systems that were on the app. I know it's complicated. I can't do it here in 20 minutes and to break it all down. But if you haven't downloaded the app yet, I think it actually is a pretty cool thing to check out. And I think it's worth your time to at least play around with it. Okay. I'm not telling you it's going to be the most amazing thing ever, but the prop bet cheat sheet, being able to compare lines, I'm telling you right now, that's a game changer, and that is for free, okay? You can look at real-time odds for different prop bets on the app. That is something that I think we need to highlight a lot more of here on Betting Pros, because that is being charged. I know of one in particular that is charging you for NFL and NBA prop line sheets, line charts. And sometimes, and I was looking at it today, the discrepancy between some of these numbers are huge. Like we're talking 4 to 5 yards and 4 to 5 points or assists or rebounds in the NBA. In the NBA in particular, because the NBA, the numbers are soft right now. The books are all trying to figure out what the hell to do with the NBA. They don't know what to do yet with the NBA. Check it. It's free. Like, I can't stress this enough. Like, it's free. Yes, there is a premium side. There's a pay side you can get into. So we want to go more specifically into it, but it's free. Okay. It's a free app. You download it, play around with it. Because if you're betting prop bets, if you're watching this, I'm guessing you like prop bets because that's all we talk about here is on the prop market as to bets I've made on the prop market. Play around. It's free. Everything I recommend, I tell you all the time. Any content of mine will always be free. I will never charge anybody. I don't put my stuff behind paywalls at all. But if you like the free version of the app, there is an extra layer. There's a premium version that gets you even more in depth. If you like it, you can go even farther down the rabbit hole if you like, and maybe you really find some value. Okay. It's not expensive. Okay. The per month charge is under $30, and you guys can get yourself all this data and information. And I'm telling you, when I saw it today, I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is free on all the prop bets. You can see all the different lines at a multitude of books in real time. They said, yeah, game changer. That's very cool in the prop market. We've seen it in the games. Like we've seen it in the lines. There's all sorts of line. I'm looking at one right now, a line screen where right now the number consensus is 2.5. We're seeing more money come in on the Jets. This number now is up to 43 here on the Jets. So it's Jets and over. Favor and over is the two plays. That's everywhere. Okay. Those are available in both. I haven't seen a line chart for individual prop bets. So it's like, okay, Joe Mixon rushing tonight, right? You can go look at all the different books and what their numbers are and what their prices are for Joe Mixon. A bunch of different books. Sometimes your book is linked to that. Sometimes your account on BettingPros is linked to that book. It doesn't have to be. Sometimes it's easy. You just take it and you go and you bet it. I mean, but it is in real time. I asked that question in particular, like, how much is this being updated? And they said really fast. This is being updated really, really fast. So if you are a prop bettor, I'm telling you, for free, how many times have we lost on hooks? I've won recently on hooks, but how many times are you like taking an over 55.5 yards rushing and it lands 55? If you had bet 54.5, you won, but you bet 55.5 and you lost. So like the numbers matter. Where you bet the number matters. So it's for free. Yes. Very, very cool. Yeah, very, very cool. Okay. So like I talked about, Texans are banged up, right? I mean, Texans are just a shell of themselves. The pros are all in on the Jets. Just they think this losing streak is going to end. I mean, best of luck to you if that's what you think. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't see the Jets winning this game going away. I've been hitting same game, prime time teasers pretty well here for the last couple of months. We're doing it again. Texans +8 over 36. Now you'd have to do Texans +8.5, and you do over 36.5 for a 6-point teaser at -120. Don't pay more than that. If you have access to DraftKings is -120. There are other books also at -120, 1.2 units down on that. Okay, so I used the prop bet cheat sheet and I used the systems that are available on BettingPros on our app to go ahead and take a look at this. And I found 3 bets that I liked. Let's start with Joe Mixon under 81.5 yards rushing, which is a half a unit play for me on this. You might go, what are you doing? It's Halloween. Got to have a scary bet in here. This is a scary bet. Not going to debate it. Mixon's been a man. Okay, Mixon's been an absolute demon for the Texans. And you might say, Matt, wait a minute. You like Mixon, but if you like Mixon and, if you like the Texans and you don't like Mixon, isn't that a little weird? Well, yeah, it is a little weird, but here's why I like it. I think you're going to see Joe Mixon get keyed in tonight in the running game. The Jets have only allowed one running back to go over 90 yards at home this year. And really, it's only been one over 80 yards this year at home. So Jets defense, they look to stop the run. And I think with all the injuries, I think they're going to try to make it into a game in which they have to pass to Robert Woods and guys who haven't been really all that active this year, given the injuries. So don't let Joe Mixon go off. I expect the Jets defense to key in, and the numbers agree. The numbers agree that Joe Mixon is not going to have a big game running the football here. And look he's had monster games, 102, 115, 102 over his last 3 games, 2 of which on the road against the Patriots and the Green Bay Packers, last week at home against the Colts. He's been a demon. I'm not debating that. Against the Colts on the 8th of September, 159 yards running. Okay. Then he got hurt. He was out for a month. And then he came back. He against the Bears. He got hurt against the Bears. 9 carries, 25 yards, got hurt, missed a month, has come back since the injury, since coming back. 102, 115, 102. Okay. Mixon gets loose. He pops one. I'm dead. Bet's dead. Okay. 100%. If you want to take Joe Mixon, I've seen a lot of people like Joe Mixon over, say he's going to be pounded, all the injuries. It's Mixon. Okay. Fine. I'm going the other way. I'm going under. You can get 82.5, by the way. I bet 81.5. It's 82.5 now. You can get that if you like for Joe Mixon under. I think this is going to be 50, 60 yards rushing for Joe Mixon. On the other side, I think, and again, I went and used our prop bet cheat sheet and I went and used our system play on the BettingPros app. How about Breece Hall? Breece Hall, I think, has a big game in the receiving. He's been running the ball really well for the Jets, but I think when Aaron Rodgers gets in trouble, Breece Hall is his outlet. Breece Hall is a guy he looks to run to and get the football to as quickly as he can. Breece Hall at home, receiving the football has been pretty good. He has 11 catches for 99 yards at home this year. He's not scored a touchdown, by the way, receiving yet this year. That could be an anytime touchdown for Breece Hall. But I think Breece Hall in this game here today, I think Breece Hall is going to be used in the passing game more than the running game. Again, the Texans defense, I think, will look to key in and take away Breece Hall. One screen pass can get this to us. He was not used all that heavily last week in the screen game. I think this week he will be used more heavily in the screen game for the Jets, given the pass rush that he's going to face coming up here. He had 1 catch for 9 yards against the Patriots, but in the game against the Steelers, where it was a 37-15 loss, 6 catches for 103 yards. So him not being in the passing game, I think, contributed to the loss to the Patriots last week. I think they'll get him more involved in the passing attack. We're going over on the receiving yards for Breece Hall today for a half a unit, over 29.5 yards receiving. And then I'm taking a look at Tyler Conklin. Again, this is something I would not have looked at if it wasn't for the BettingPros app and the system play pointing it out, saying, okay, let's find a tight end. Let's find somebody who hasn't been all that active and look to play unders. The unders on tight ends have come in pretty consistently. One of the cool things on the app, it'll tell you what like players have done against the defense that this player is playing. So Tyler Conklin, what happens when he's facing a defense and what have players done similarly to other teams when it comes to how he has been that position player? How has he been utilized in the passing attack, which I found to be really interesting. I was like, that's a different type of look and a different type of opportunity, because normally we aren't seeing, like-minded bets. We're talking about players. Okay, so what has he done against this defense, or what has this defense done against this team? This is different. This is actually going to tell you, okay, wait a minute. This type of player has not done as well as other players. Conklin, the tight end's been sort of like an enigma here for this Jets offense. Again, it's been more Breece Hall and then more Wilson and more Devontae Adams, not much of a tight end situation. He had 3 catches for 3 catches for 42 yards against the Patriots. He had 4 catches for 7 yards against the Steelers, 2 catches for 10 yards against the Bills, and 6 catches for 55 yards against the Vikings. The number is low, so I know a couple of catches and we could be dead here on this, but I'm going Tyler Conklin for the Jets under 25.5 yards receiving at -110 for you lay 0.55 units coming back to win a half a unit. I couldn't find a third bet that I liked. I'm sorry. Normally I like to be round and I like to kind of go ahead and say I'm going to give you guys 4 player props on these games. I only found 3 that I like. Mixon is the scary one. Under 81.5 yards rushing for Joe Mixon for the Texans. Breece Hall over 29.5 yards receiving for the Jets, and sort of a correlated bet. Tyler Conklin for the Jets under 25.5 yards receiving at 0.55 for that. I'm looking forward to seeing how this game plays out. I know all of us who are going to be at home, who have the duty of going ahead and having to answer the door. That's my job tonight. While the kid goes out and trick or treats, I got to go out and have the doorbell ringing. So we're going to be watching games, giving candy, So it's going to be a back and forth type of situation. So we'll see how it all goes. This can be time where we're going to talk with you guys about different thoughts and plays that you guys like for tonight. So if you have any questions or things you want to put out there, you can put it in the live chat and we can address it here on this. Texans longest field goal. Who are the Jets kickers? It's a really good question. The Jets are such a mess. They cut Zerline, right? So Zerline got fired because Zerline sucks. And so they've went and the kicker tonight for the New York Jets is going to be Riley Patterson. I guess Zerline's on the IR. Wink, wink, nod, nod. He's hurt, right? Riley Patterson, kicker out of Memphis, 25 years old, third season in the NFL. Let's see. Did this guy have, let's see. He has kicked for the Lions in 2021, the Jacksonville Jaguars in 22, the Detroit Lions in 23, and then the Cleveland Browns in 2023. Only 2 games last year he appeared in. He went 1 for 1 on field goals in his 2 games that he played. He appeared in 13 games against the Lions or for the Lions in 23, went 15 of 17. There, he hit 1 field goal of over 50 yards. So, okay. I mean, Texans have the longest field goal. Probably a pretty good bet. Addison's probably a pretty good play. Texan, yeah, Fairbairn has been money over 1.5 field goals. Sure. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. All right. Stroud under 222.5 yards passing. That's a tough one. I'm telling you right now, how many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen, a bunch of it's the quarterback more than the receivers, guys? Is CJ Stroud playing? The answer is yes. If CJ Stroud is playing, I know he has to have someone to throw the ball to. I understand that. But I have a hard time saying that CJ Stroud is not going to have a good night throwing the football because, well, who is he going to throw to? Well, they're NFL football players who he's throwing to. Okay, I know it's not great, but it's Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie III, Tank Dell, Robert Woods, Dalton Schultz, Joe Mixon. I mean, I know that's not like a Super Bowl caliber receiving core, but that's not awful. I would be careful with this. I really would. I'd be careful with, especially if I'm right and they can't run the football and they have to throw the ball. Oh boy. I don't know that. I don't know. See, everyone says, yeah, the Jets should keep Stroud under. Why? I mean, why? I don't know. To me, I'm kind of like, I don't really understand that, to be frank, as to why we think the Jets are just going to all of a sudden keep them under. I mean, look, quarterbacks have had success against this Jets defense. I mean, I had the Jets, I don't really play fantasy football, but on my fantasy football team, the one I have the Jets defense. They've sucked. Like, they haven't stopped anybody. So I don't know. I got CJ Stroud. Give me CJ Stroud. If you want just a straight bet and not do anything else, just bet the over in this game. It's just, I think overs in prime time. I think we've talked a lot about the fact that this is like an under run. It's under. I don't really think that I agree with that anymore, given where we've seen in prime time and the offenses are starting to come to life. Well, why? Well, these guys have had time. They normally have 3 or 4 preseason games. They haven't had really any. So they don't have any. So like, this is now 8 weeks, 9 weeks in. These guys are there. They're there. What's on my head, one snap, Bonvi? What's on my head is it's Halloween. So I'm wearing a hat on my head to make it Halloween. I'm being festive, Bonvi. Let me be festive. I'm playing the part of a Halloween host on this night as it's the sun starts to set here. It's funny that all you guys are on the East Coast because I'm getting all these like pictures from people who are texting me like their Halloween stuff and like where they're going and people like, their kids and whatnot. And it's like, wait a minute. It's only 4:50 here on the West Coast. Like, the sun's still out. Like, we haven't even started Halloween yet. Like, we got a ways to go here. You guys are all way ahead of us. So again, I appreciate you guys being here on a Halloween for sure on this. If you are looking at the Daily Juice, someone just asked me about the play for Tulane. Tulane's got a 4th and 1 on the Tulane 23-yard line with 9.5 to play in the first quarter. So we'll see if that picks up. We bet over 35.5 points there for that. So we're fine. We got a ways to go with that. Addison, by the way, your bet cashed again. So I appreciate that. Hurricanes and the Bruins, that came in 4 goals for the Carolina Hurricanes. It's 4-1. The Boston Bruins are officially broken. If you guys know on the Daily Juice, I bet over 97.5 points for the Bruins because that is hit for 6 straight years. We're off to a really rough start for the Boston Bruins. Not good. Not good at all. We got problems there with the Boston Bruins. Carolina with 4 goals in the first period. That is awful. And that was It was Jeremy Swayman on top of that. Swayman gets the big contract. He missed all of training camp, and he is a sieve at the moment. He's getting lit up. He's got a goal. His goals against average is what now? Oh, it's only 2.97. Well, before tonight. Yeah. It's a 4-1 or 3-1. Did they pull back one of those goals? I see 4-1, even though when I click on it, it says 3-1. No, that's 4 goals. 10 shots, 4 goals. That's awful. Oh, my goodness gracious for the Boston Bruins. But the first period over comes in and hits. So nice on that. Appreciate that little tip there, Addison. Appreciate that bet because that bet cashed. Jose, people don't get that last year he didn't have Nico Collins for half the season or Tank Dell, and this is before they went and got Stephon Diggs. He's still had a hell of a season passing. I'm with the over. Yep, I agree, Jose. It's about the quarterback for me, not about the receivers. Obviously, you can't bet the quarterback prop if the quarterback's out. But like to say that we're going to go and watch this offense struggle to throw the football because of the receivers, I just disagree with that. Again, the Jets defense hasn't stopped anybody. So I can't sign up for that and be like, yep, this is completely where I'm at with that. That's where I'm rolling. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't jump in on that. So to me, I would stay away from that, or I'd bet the over, bet the game over. When betting the game over, I think you got to look at passing props over, even Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I've seen people say Devontae Adams tonight jump on his receiving, and I mean, why? I don't know why. Has Adams shown you that he's even being looked at by Aaron Rodgers? I was watching a breakdown on ESPN and how many times Devontae Adams is open, and Rodgers isn't even looking at him. Like Rodgers just isn't seeing the receivers. And maybe as things go on this year, Rodgers gets better, and Rodgers has more success with this offense, but this offense is broken. So I can see the under, but I also could see that Rodgers has a big game, or Wilson has a big couple of receptions and they pick up, a big yard, and Rodgers goes for 250 yards passing tonight. So again, if I like the over, it's hard for me to say the under on passing yardage for either quarterback is a good play. That tends to keep me off of it. It tends to keep me to say, that's it's a little scary to jump in on that. Let's see, a 3-leg parlay, Texans money line, over 42, and anytime touchdown by Tank. That is a plus 700 parlay. Feels like a pre-populated parlay that the books gave you when you logged in. I like the money line bet. Don't mind that. I like the over 42. I don't mind that. I don't like the Tank Dell anytime touchdown. I don't like that. I don't like, you're making your life more difficult. And I'm not sure why you would want to do that. Like, why are you making your life more difficult? So I'll pull this up really fast. Let's see if I can get a price for you on just money line and over. If we go money line and over, that's a plus 274 parlay. That can be correlated. I don't mind 2-leg parlays. I don't mind it. You add the third leg and you very rarely ever get true market value. You very rarely ever get the right price when you add the third leg. So I don't mind the 2-leg, but the third leg, it always seems so easy, right? You're like, oh, just add that third leg. Look at it. It goes from 2.5 to 1 to 7 to 1. You know why that happens, right? Look, let's do this on live. We'll do this right now. Let's do a parlay calculator, okay? And I'm going to show you on a parlay calculator what this is supposed to be. Okay, so it's a plus 124 bet, plus 124, plus and then the second bet is minus 120. And then what is a Tank Dell anytime touchdown? Tank Dell anytime touchdown comes in at, this is on FanDuel I'm doing, plus 200. Know what the real odds for that's supposed to be? The real odds for that bet is 11 to 1. That's the real odds. That's what you're supposed to be getting. Like, I cannot stress this enough to you guys, why parlay calculators and why 3-leg parlays aren't good. Okay? That third leg, it's 7 to 1. So on your book, it went on FanDuel, that went from a 2.5 to plus 274 bet, and it went to a 7 to 1 bet. Okay? On a parlay calculator, putting in the odds on FanDuel, it should be an 11 to 1 return. Almost double. If this hits, if Tank Dell, you just go do this on your own. But if Tank Dell hits, this is supposed to be a gigantic, because How one snap? They shade all the numbers. They just shade it. And so they give you a pre-populated parlay and they say it's 7-1. You go ahead, 7-1. Here you go. They're not giving you the true odds. So any parlay calculator, just Google parlay calculator and go in there. A $100 bet would return $700. That would be awesome. That would be great, right? That would be phenomenal. It'd be so much fun to do that. Well, guess what? That parlay is 11-1 in true odds. A plus 124, a minus 120, and a plus 200 should be 11-1. And yes, you're right. Some books will say it's a correlated parlay and they won't let you do it. Those books suck. Find another book. I know books that will let you do that. Books will let you have that. So, oh God, even what if you use a 30% profit boost? Guys, like this is all the lingo that you're going to make me want to jump off a cliff. Like this stuff is Fugazi, okay? Profit boost in free roll in bonus this and bonus that. It's all Fugazi. It's all ending. It's all ending. Okay. This rush, this gold rush of fake money and made up monopoly money, it's all coming to a close. Okay. Behind the scenes, the industry is contracting quickly because they ran out and they tried to give you guys all things and you think that you deserve this now. You're expecting profit boost and parlay refund and prop bet refund, all these things that don't exist in the real gambling world because the books that are actually taking bets would go bankrupt if they were doing it. I put up $100, the book, or I put up $110, the book picks up $100. That's our agreement. That's our deal, how we go into it. So when we bet, if I win, you pay me $100. If I lose, I pay you $110. There's none of this like, well, he got hurt in the second quarter. Huh? Who cares? He got hurt. That's part of the bet. That's part of the deal. That's sports. It sucks, but oh well. Instead, they do it for a marketing scheme. And they say, oh, well, prop bet refund, bad break refund or whatever it might be. I'm going to give you a profit bonus. Here's a profit boost. Like these are the things that they've got you guys so trained into believing and thinking. It's just like, whoosh, to me, it blows my mind. And so like that is where I just be so careful with this stuff, guys, about expecting it. Prop bets are awesome. Parlays are not. Okay. They're just not. 2-leg parlays I can suck up and deal with. I do 2-leg parlays all the time. In fact, I did one tonight. Okay. I did one tonight. Prop bet. I did a same game teaser. Okay. If you're new, just coming in, same game teaser. +8, +36. You now can get over 36. Now you can get +8.5 and over 36.5. So that number changed a little bit. But that's what I bet last night. Okay. Those are the numbers I played. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and sit here and tell you that I don't do it or it's a bad idea or it's bad, to do that. I do it all the time. I don't do the third leg. The third leg is what kills you more ways than one. But the third leg is what gets you in trouble more ways than one. So that's the big thing. Okay. So straight bets are the way to go. Absolutely. Same game parlays are the worst types of bets. Absolutely. 100%. And the more people that learn this, the better we're all going to be as a gambling community. Okay. That same game parlays are death. Why do they advertise same game parlays? They make their most money on it. Why are the hold percentages in the states like Michigan and New York and New Jersey? Why are they so high? And why are they not so high in Nevada? Because in Nevada, people don't play same game parlays. In New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Illinois, they all play same game parlays. That's it. That's what you guys like to do. Bet $10 to win $2,000. My own damn mother called me the other day. My sister's fiance. She said, "Did you know that Josh hit for?" I won't say how much, but it was a lot. Like he had a $10 bet and he won a lot of money. And they're paying for their wedding, and she was so happy because she's like, he's putting it into the wedding fund. He's so excited. They're getting married this July. It's like a huge boost. They were struggling to save money, and now they got a big chunk of change to go ahead and do that. And I was like, okay, he'll never do it again. My mom was like, what do you mean he'll never do it again? He'll never do it again. Okay, he hit a dream parlay, a 7-leg, 8-leg. I forget which one it was, but like a dream parlay he hit. She's like, well, if he hit it again, why can't he hit it once? Why can't he hit it again? This is the mentality of gamblers that get people in trouble. If I did it once, why can't I do it again? Slot machine players, right? You walk up to a slot machine, you pull that thing, you might win $500. Oh, if I did it once, I can do it again, right? You go to a video poker machine, you put $100 in, you win 500. Oh, I can do it again, right? The more you play, okay, the more you bet, the more often you're doing these things. When the negative odds come into play, and the odds are you're at a disadvantage in those odds, the more likely is the book are going to make their money back. They may have given you 500. They're going to take 1,000 on the way out. They know the math. Like, I live in Las Vegas. I see the buildings. I was just in one like an hour ago. Okay. Like, I know what the buildings are like. They're beautiful. They're not built on credit. They're built on your back in your bank account. Okay. They know the math. It's fun. Betting is fun. Losing is not, but losing is part of it. God knows I've done my fair share of it. Okay. But if we are already in this game of roulette, or, a Russian roulette, and we're already at a major disadvantage, why are we making it harder on ourselves? We're already laying juice, right? We're already math down. Before anything starts, we're already losing. Like, think about it. I'm already putting down putting $110 down to 100. Okay. We're already down. Why are we making it more difficult for ourselves? Why are we making it harder? It doesn't make any sense. Don't make it harder for yourself. Right. And look, the promos on first time bets. I know people that bought cars, legitimately bought cars by driving around during the beginning part of legalization and just arbed the living daylights out of the book. $5,000, both sides of the game. Use the deposit match. Bet on both sides. If one loses, the other one won. We're good. We go back. We play it the other time. It's get your money back. That's great. First time loss. Can't lose. 3,000, 5,000, 3,000, 5,000, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Had an army of people doing this. They just arbed. It wasn't betting. It was earning. Cha-chink, 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 cha-chink. Yes, there's ways of doing it. The books got killed in the beginning because they were doing it for PR. They were doing it to get people's attention. And the 4 or 5 people that they caught doing, they kicked out and they limited to get out of here. You can't do it anymore. Okay. But first time bets, sure. Don't hate the first time plays. One more. So how many bets should be placed a day to be profitable long-term betting singles? No, there is no number, Ed. You can bet 1 bet a day. You go 2-1 the rest of your life every single day, you will be retired in Bora Bora. Okay? There is no number. There is no number. It's whatever bet you like. Whatever works for you. The idea is to go and win more bets than you lose. If you go 1-0 every single day for the rest of your life, you will never have to worry about money ever again. Going 1-0 every day for the rest of your life is impossible. Just saying, there is no number. 7, 9, 10, 100. Whatever bet you like. Whatever works for you. Bet within your means. Bet what you can. Bet what wins. If you're great at props, bet props. If you're great at totals, bet totals. If you're great at sides, bet sides. Whatever works for you. There is no number. It's just, don't make it more difficult for yourself, because going 2-1 every day is near impossible. Why would you make it even more difficult for yourself and you go 0-3? Or you bet 1 play with 3 legs and you lose, you would have gone 2-1, but instead the bet loses, right? So you got to go 3-0 on a parlay, but 2-1, if you'd made 3 straight bets, you would have been profitable. Instead, you lost because you lost that 1 leg. So, all right, good stuff, guys. Appreciate you guys being here on a Halloween. Very cool to talk to you guys tonight to this once again. Mick, we're going Texans +8 over 36. Different numbers available. Texans +8.5 is a better number. The over is worse at 36.5 right now, but you can tease that if you'd like. Mixon under 81.5 yards rushing. That's a scary number, I know, but I'm playing it. Breece Hall over 29.5 yards receiving at -110 for 0.55 units. And Tyler Conklin, the Jets tight end, we're going under 25.5 yards receiving for him at -110 as well at 0.55 units, down to win a half a unit on that said bet. Guys, thanks for being here. I'll talk to you guys later tonight for the Daily Juice podcast, which will drop tomorrow morning on a Friday. Good stuff there. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's go watch some football and eat some candy. Happy Halloween, guys.